Richeignites show. I am so happy to be here today. I have a phenomenal guest for you today. You are going to love her. She is an amazing person, and she's here today to help me help you ignite and take flight. So come on in, get in where you fit in. And I always say around my table, I've always got room for you. So come on in, come on in. If you have not yet, go ahead and tag a friend of me because they need to know too. And you can tag strangers if you want to, because they need to know the great information that we're going to be putting out today. And if you don't have your pen and pad, make sure you get your pen and pad, because the person that is guesting with me today is a powerful speaker. She is a show host of her very own show, and she works diligently to inspire, uplift, and empower women on a day-to-day basis. Now, for the gentlemen, if you're here, don't think this is just a show about the women and empowering women, because she's here to empower you as well too. So let me share this with you. Many of you are going through some strains and struggles because you're not at work, because things have kind of changed in our lives over time. And yes, these are difficult times, but guess what? We have strategists here to help you navigate your way through the difficult times. And the young lady that I have on my show today, she is an expert in her field. She has won countless accolades for doing what she does, and she does it from the heart. So she doesn't just do it for women, she also does it for men. But Today, I want to introduce you to her and tell you, yes, she is an empowerment strategist for women, but she always has tips and guidance for men to help upshore their lives. So come on in, come on in. And when you come in, go ahead and make sure you got your pad and pen. You know why? Because note takers are money makers. And if you're not going to take notes, how are you going to know the nuggets that she's going to leave with you today? And don't forget, stick around, because we have a free offer to give you at the end of the broadcast. So come on in, come on in. And as you come in, go ahead and put down below who you are and where you're from. We're always delighted to know where you're from. Okay. And don't forget, the person that I have on this show, she needs some hard questions. So don't be afraid to ask her the tough questions, because she's got the knowledge to help you to help yourself, again, ignite and take flight. So come on in, and let me know when you come in. Tell me who you are. Tell me where you're from. And if you've got any questions, don't forget to put it in the chat box below. We're always happy to have you. Now, many of you have been writing me and texting me and calling me and asking me how things are going in my life. And I want to really thank you for that, because things are going fabulous. I can't say enough about how fabulous things are going. But I want to share this with you. If you have not yet, please make sure you reach out to someone else who may be home alone, or if it's an elderly person or elderly couple, please make sure you reach out to them, because they need our help too. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. And before we get started, I'm going to encourage you, get something nice to drink. Today, I'm drinking some tea, and it's, can't remember the type of tea, but it's a type of dandelion. That's what it is. It's dandelion and lemon with a little touch of honey. So here we go. I'm going to take a sip. All right. So as you come on in, like I said, put your name and where you're from, because we are about to get started. You don't want to miss this broadcast. So if you're just stopping by, stay put. Don't leave, because my guest is phenomenal. She has such wisdom and knowledge to share with us, and it's a sure pleasure to have her on our show. She is a global energy expert, and she has her own show. She's been around for eons, and she has so much wisdom and knowledge to share with you. So come on in. And now we're going to begin. All right, here we go. Thank you so much, and welcome my guest, Mireille Toulekima. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I tell you, it's a sure treat for us to have you in this broadcast with us today. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm just so happy to be on your show. It's been long coming, so it's amazing that we've been able to do it, and I'm really ready to to share whatever knowledge I have and whatever experience I have with your audience and with you as well, and have a very good discussion about what I do, share my story, and especially about success and how I managed to become what I am right now. Like you said, a multifaceted person, and who really like big challenges.
Awesome, fantastic. And I'm going to share this with the folks that are watching. You said I am humbled, looking forward to share my story, knowledge, and experience. And see, this is why she is on this show, because she is so phenomenal, but she's always so humble and she's always so gracious. And let me tell you, she is on our show all the way from Australia. So it's nighttime there. So she has given a part of her night to us to help grow us and help inspire us and help us enhance our life step by step as we go. So thank you so much for being on the show. I'm so happy that you're here. I want, if you would, just go ahead and introduce yourself to people, because some people know you. A lot of people know you because I know you've got a book that went viral. So a lot of people know who you are. But for those that don't, would you please share with us who you are and tell a little bit about your story?
So for those who don't know me, I'm Mireille Toulekima. I'm based in Perth in Australia. And I mean, I have a long story, very, very interesting story. I was born in West Africa, in Gabon. And my first language is actually French. So, and when people ask me where I'm from, I actually tend to say that I'm from, I'm a citizen of the world, in different continents. I've never actually worked in North America, but I've lived in every other continent. So for me, I'm actually the product of diversity. And as part of my work as well, my work is also as diverse as you can imagine. I'm a petroleum engineer by background, so and then became an energy expert. I've been working in the oil and gas industry for more than 25 years now. Wow, it goes really fast. And along the way, I just didn't just stick to this niche. I started to really look at how I could make a difference and how I could impact, life positively. And that's when, I decided to start to branch out to leadership, mentorship, coaching, and I really focused on empowering women because it's been a very difficult journey for me as a woman in a male-dominated environment like the oil and gas industry. So for me, it was my suffering to go away. I really wanted to use that to empower women, and especially women of color, because there's an additional hurdle as a woman of color that you have to face. So I really wanted to use this power, those challenges, those obstacles that I've managed to actually beat, if I can speak like that, to really produce something powerful woman and for the next generation. So I've at the same time so I branched out to entrepreneurship and became a full-time entrepreneur 5 years ago, and so continuing in the oil and gas industry. So I founded the MT Energy Resources, which is a consulting company, and in the oil and gas industry, and then also started the Mireille Toulekima Global Leadership Organization, and that put in place to empower individual and make sure that they understand that they are limitless and they have greatness inside of them, and they should always try to unleash this greatness, because they are no limit to this greatness. They have the tools, they have the the processes are available, and it's just a matter of, having the right mindset and really coaching them to have this mindset where they understand that they are unlimited and they are unendable, if I can speak that way, and it never stops until they leave this and until they finish this journey on earth. So they still have, a lot to learn, a lot to expand, and a lot to give, because that's also part of the story. And that's really where I focus my work. And as part of this philosophy as well, that's when I created the show, the Greatness and Empower Women as well. But also, I bring some men as role models to show that, it's a collaboration effort. This empowerment work is really a collaboration effort between men and women, and really trying to help, people who are struggling, and bringing people who went through difficult moment and who have really a story of triumph to share with the audience, so that the audience can be inspired to do it. Models are really important, and it stimulates a lot of the individual watching the show to start to understand, the strength that they have inside them, the greatness that they have, and understand that like the guests that I have on my show, they can actually go a long way. And that's really powerful. And as part of all this philosophy, I wrote a book as well, an empowerment book. And so I've been and doing a lot of work, social work as well. Started a social project in Uganda on in really helping young girls, and to understand that STEM is really an area where they can express themselves, and that can actually empower them economically and give them, the opportunity to thrive as well. A lot of the world. So a lot of things. People sometimes say that I'm a really a power woman, but I don't know. It's just coming from my heart, and that's what I do. Really, being passionate about empowerment and making sure that whatever things that I've learned and whatever I went through, I transform it into a positive tool for others to use, and to use for their own empowerment.
What I love is that you always encourage people to continue to work on themselves. You always do that on your show, when you're on your show, when you're on other shows, when you're out speaking at different conferences and seminars. You always tell people, continue to work on themselves and continue to invest in themselves and continue to learn. But most importantly, I love that you always share about planning, preparing, and taking action. And I love your motto. So can you tell us your motto and how it came to be your motto?
So, when I started to think about, reflecting on my life, and, how I came to reach the level where I am, I just realized that there were things that, I sometimes did unconsciously that actually contributed to the success that, my success, but for me it's my success. And one of the things that I came up with after reflecting on that, so that's the book, Stepping into Your Greatness, 12 Rules for Building an Outstanding Life, which is a book where I've put all the tips that I think, so that's 12 tips and 12 rules that I think have worked for me to be able to become the person that I am. And in the process, I also developed the leadership system. D standing for decide, A for act. R for review, and then E for expand. So, and
Right.
it's a cycle. So for me, it's about taking the decision. We have this greatness inside of us. So taking the decision that you're gonna really get inside, use this greatness that you have, and then start acting on that instead of keeping it inside of you. So start acting on
Yes.
that, and then when you actually, it's going to be lesson from your actions. So either a bad result or either something that you're proud of, but it's always a lesson, it's always a learning that you get. So you review that, and
Right.
then based on the review that you have, if you're okay, then you go to the next level, which is the expansion. If not,
Right.
then you go down again to the action, and then again to the review and expand. And this expansion is circular, because then when you expand, you start again to take another decision on something else, and then you continue. And that's the way for me to reach self-actualization, because you always improving, you're always expanding as a person,
Right.
you're always expanding as a human being. Like I said, you are eternally expandable, and it
Right.
never stops. When you understand that, it's really powerful.
Internally expandable. I love that. I love how you said that. And I love that you talked about your book, Stepping into Your Greatness, because it is unequivocal. We must step into our greatness, because if we don't step into our greatness, then we're always going to stay kind of just below the brilliant mark. And we really want to be above the brilliant mark if we're able. And I think that's super incredible to just be able to do it. And I love that you said it has 12 rules. So I wanted to kind of share with everyone. I want you to see, this is her book on stepping into your greatness, the 12 rules for building an outstanding life. So if you're struggling, if you're trying to find ways to build your outstanding life, then this is the book you want to get. And you can get this book right on Amazon. And I love to show this because I want you to know just how easy it is to grab this book, because this is only one of her books. Now, this is only one, and you're going to learn more about some of her other books. But if you're struggling to get started in your life, to find your purpose, to understand how to become an entrepreneur, and understand the 12 rules for building an outstanding life, then this is the book for you. And this is the book that you can go get. And it's going to help you, and it's going to help you like quickly, because it has so many tips and tools in it that can help you help yourself ignite and take flight. So having said that, we have so many people coming in. Come on in, come on in, because this is where you fit, right here around my table. And we're going to take a quick break, like a half a second break, and then we're going to come back, because if you have any questions, we want to take those questions. And for those of you that's just coming on, we're going to reintroduce my guest to you. But for now, go ahead and get your questions ready, and then we're going to take some comments as we take. Okay, and we are back. I want to say hi to so many people that are joining us from all over the world. I want to say hi to the remarkable speaker and author, Rosemary Sanchez. It's good to see you. Shirley Connolly, great to see you all the way from Canada. We have Rosemary also from Canada. Great to see you, Shirley. Wonderful author. Good to see you as well. Sean Seagal, hey, all the way from Ohio. It's wonderful to see you. Wonderful to see you. Wilder Gomez, I see that you're on here somewhere, and I see Rosemary has tagged you. And Laura Vanegas, is good to see you. Andrea, is good to see you. Nanila, very good to see you. Mariana, hey, we've got so many people. Analia, Oscar Delgado, Julia Prado, good to see you. Havana, good to see you. Bibi, good to see you. Rita White, all the way from Patterson, New Jersey, it's so good to see you. And Shirley, good to see you as well. Lynn Herrod, Diverges, good to see you. And of course, my main man, Dr. PPP, Pravin Patel, the celebrity Dr. PPP. Is so good to see you and great to have you here as always. Grace Bautista, all the way from the Philippines. Great to see you. And Azadari, good to see you. Please let us know where you're coming from. I see so many folks from all over the world. Angela Elting out of Washington, D.C. Robert J. Moore, the phenomenal mind of the magnetic entrepreneur. It is so good to see you. And Robert said, step into our greatness and allow people to see the value and credibility from others. Respect. I love that, Robert. We're going to come back and we're going to revisit that comment because I love that. Hey, Nikki Hammer, it's great to see you. Great to have you here. And for those of you that's still coming in, come on in, come on in. Please put where you're from. But if you love what you have heard my magnificent guest, Mireille, say to you so far, go ahead and put a number 1 in the comment bar below. Put a number 1 in the comment bar below because we want to know that you are here, where you're from, and we want to celebrate you. Hey, Robert, Roger, good to see you all the way from Augusta, Georgia. Good to see you. So happy that you're here. So happy that you're joining us. And those of you that are just coming on, you are in for a sure treat today because I have a fabulous guest with me today. She is a magnificent speaker. She's an author. She's a CEO of Engineering Our Show. She's just phenomenal in that, but she's also a global energy expert and she is well sought out. So Mireille is here with us today and we are so happy to have her here. It's nighttime in Australia, but she's here with us to give us some nuggets. So let me share this with you and make sure you stick around for the end because I've got a special treat for you coming up. But what I want to share with you most importantly is this right here. This right here, and I'm going to make this large so you can see it because some of you don't know this and some of you do, but note takers are money makers. So get your notepad and get your pen because we're getting ready to go back in. So, Mireille, we've got people from all over the globe here on the show listening.
It's impressive, isn't it?
And let me tell you, Roger said he's writing down the book. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back. For those of you that missed it, Mireille shared with us about one of her books, and it's called Stepping Into Your Greatness. And if you have not seen the book or maybe have not heard of the book, I'm going to share the book with you so that you can see it. This is her book. If you are having difficulties in your life, in your private life, and even in your business life, or even if you are not sure what your purpose is and how to get started, get this book, read this book, Stepping Into Your Greatness, the 12 Rules for Building an Outstanding Life, and it will help you help yourself ignite and take flight. Very affordable, only $17.95, and you can get that on Amazon. So with that being said, we're going to get right back into it. So we know that you are a magnificent speaker. We know you're a magnificent author. We know that you empower people, both men and women. Your primary focus is on empowering women, and we definitely need that in the world. And I wanted to ask a couple of quick questions of you because you've been so magnificent all over the globe. You've authored books with some of the top names on the planet, like Raymond Aaron. I know he did a foreword on your book, and you're writing 2 other books of which we're going to talk about later. What I wanted to know is, tell us a little bit about what inspired you to write your books, okay? And who inspired you? Is there a particular person that has inspired you to do and be all that you've become?
So I mean, the book part is it came up, as a result of not finding a platform for my voice, actually, to really finding the platform to express myself.
Right.
And this book is really came down to at a certain point, because I've worked for corporate, and like I said, as a woman of color, it's not been always easy. I mean, not only you work in a male-dominated environment, there's the boy clubs, and you basically, and on top of that, I've worked mainly where I was sometimes the only black woman, in the team. So you really have to find a platform for yourself to say, okay, where am I going to, express myself? Where am I going to connect, with people at a deeper level? And that's how I decided, to start writing. And my first book was actually a technical book. So I have it here. So that's the book. It's called Local Content Key Enabler for oil and gas project in emerging markets. So how did I came to write this book? I was working in this industry, and obviously I've worked in Africa. And what I've realized is that a lot of the countries in Africa were actually producing oil or gas, but you just that they were actually not capitalizing on that. They were actually becoming even worse. So what I decided to do is start to do some research to know how I can come up with I can help come up with something that can actually help those countries to look at options and how they can capitalize on the added value that the oil and gas industry is creating. And that's how I came to write this book. And in this book, I basically propose a certain solution on how to create added value for countries, how they can diversify their economy, how they can create a diversified economy, and how they can sustain their development and not really, end up into what we call in our industry the Dutch disease, and completely in the opposite, and having those gap widening between rich, people who actually take all the money, and the poor will actually become even more poor. So that's how I came. It was again a way to bring a positive perspective in everything that was happening. And the book, I think I started to just talk, but people didn't actually take it seriously. It went viral, and now I had this platform. People wanted to hear about me. People wanted to understand what I was talking about, understand my message, what was beyond all of this. So it was really powerful to have this book and be able to finally have a voice in an industry where they were not listening to me when I was already bringing all of this issue on the table. So for me, right it's actually it's like being an activist, really, bringing on board, on the table, your view, and being able to bring a voice, on any subject, and something that can empower people, because I'm all about empowerment. I'm all about finding solution. Yes, there are problems, but I don't want to focus on problems. I want to focus on solution. What are the solutions? Yes, there is, but we want to see a solution. I really want to bring things forward. I really want to bring positivity into all that I do. So that's where, that's where I actually started, writing. And I also write in magazines as well. So that's the way for me to reach out to people globally and have my voice heard.
So, what type of magazines do you write in? Because I know you are really a big advocate of telling people to invest in themselves. So what type of magazines do you write? And is it empowerment magazines? What is it?
So I write into Empowerment Magazine. I'm a regular writer into. I've been a regular writer into a story matter. It's a magazine that actually empower women, and the STEM column, which is the
Right.
science, technical, and column to encourage women to help them to understand what it's all about, because I think there's also a stigma where women think that everything related to science or mathematics or everything is really hard. So I'm here to really open up this the debate, and showing them that it's not more difficult
Mhm.
than what they're doing. It's not raising a child. It's not more
Right.
difficult than being in a relationship. So they really have to understand that they can do it, and that's what I do. And I'm
Right.
also going to start, as a follow-up to the Greatness Engineering show, I'm
Mhm.
starting a magazine called the Greatness Engineering Magazine
Yes.
next month. So
Awesome.
the first issue should be end of last week of May or first of June.
So the Greatness
So
Magazine.
that's it's all empowerment, and
So the
yeah,
Greatness
the Greatness
Magazine is
Engineering
coming
Magazine. Yeah,
out.
it's coming up.
Oh my goodness, I
It's
cannot
coming
wait
out. Yeah.
uh, to see it because I know it's gonna be
Yes.
amazing. You always do so many things to inspire and uplift people. So, what will be your main focus in your Greatness Magazine?
So the main focus is, like I said, my philosophy is really about that understand that they are limitless, and understand that we don't, like Les Brown always says, that we don't get out alive of this life.
Yes,
So what we can what can outlive us is our legacy. So in
yes,
this magazine, that's really what I want. That's the philosophy that I want to carry. Understand that you have uh, to go to become that you be, and that's what's gonna outlive you, and that's the important step. And really, having people contributing that actually understand that philosophy. So that's around this philosophy that I'm writing the magazine, which is the same philosophy that I have in my book, Stepping into Your Greatness, Travel for Building an Outstanding Life. Same philosophy of the show and now the magazine. So basically expanding and giving something out to more people, with different tools.
yes. So, thank you so much for sharing that. So, listen, folks, she's got her Greatness Magazine launching soon. I'm going to bring her back on this show before her magazine launches. So, if you want to see her again before her magazine launches, put a 3 in the comment below, because when she sends out her magazine, I'm going to give you some folks that's going to be on the broadcast some free copies of the magazine. That's right. I'm going to pay for them and I'm going to give them to you,
Yeah.
but you're going to have to be on that broadcast when she comes on. We'll give you ample time so you can get her wonderful new magazine that's coming out, The Greatness. The Greatness. Okay,
Yeah.
so make sure, if you're great, if you think you're great, if you know somebody that's great, go ahead and put a 3 down below if you want to get that magazine, because I'm going to get it and I'm going to get it for you, and I'll figure out a way to get it directly to you. So don't forget
It's gonna be big.
to
It's
email
gonna
me
be big.
and we'll get it to you. Say that again.
It's gonna be big, so you better position yourself now, because I think the copy are gonna really go quickly. So
Exactly.
really good. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm excited.
So I want to acknowledge a few folks that are still coming in, Michelle Ward, good to see you all the way out of Atlanta, Georgia. Always a pleasure. And Dr. India White, it's always a fantastic pleasure to see you. Great to have you here on the show. And Nikki Hammer, thank you so much. She says, hello, good morning. Please don't forget to swipe or share out the broadcast or do your own watch party. Thank you so much. I always say share, like, and start a watch party, because we've got some fantastic nuggets here coming out, especially for people who are entrepreneurs and you're trying to level up. You're trying to level up in your life and in your business. I have the phenomenal, she's a speaker, she's an author, she is a gas and oil expert. And if you don't know her, now today is the day for you to get to know her. She is a global energy expert, well sought after. Miss Mireille Toulekima is here all the way from Australia, spending her time with us to help you help yourself ignite and take flight. So thank you so much. And I wanted to say, Mireille, that many people do say women can't make it because they're not good at math, or they don't know about engineering. But you have taken that myth and you have blown it out of the water. And I love that you have blown it out of the water, because you constantly say this to people. You constantly tell them, go ahead and work on yourself. Don't be afraid to work on yourself. And you also tell people, don't be afraid to invest in yourself. And with that being said, let me ask you this. During this time that we have been on lockdown globally in many countries, what have you found to be one of the kind of thorns in the side of people that don't work on themselves and that don't invest in themselves?
I think what you have two things that are happening when we go into something like the lockdowns. You have always, the naysayer complaining and never, being happy,
Right.
and you have, those who look at,
Mhm.
the situation. Yes, it's a crisis, but we're not going to let it go. We're going to find the opportunity into this, this
Right.
situation. And that's the way that I see all of this, is that, yes, we have this pandemic going on. Yes, the economy is not good, but there are always opportunities. So put all your energy in finding those opportunities to pivot if you need to pivot into something different. And as an entrepreneur, we are entrepreneur because solve problems. So the best way to
Right.
look for those opportunities is to find a problem and try
Right.
to see, with your knowledge, with your experience, can you solve the problem? Can you bring something, a solution that can actually tackle this problem and really focus on that? Because as soon as we look at just the problem, we become completely closed, and
Yes.
we don't know where to go. And in a way, I think with this pandemic, this is the opportunity for us to create our economy, because this big economy has been created by somebody, but it doesn't fit everybody. So it's
Right.
it's in those time of crisis that you can look at everything and say, okay, how do I create my own economy? How do I create something that I can I can actually handle, that I have control on, instead of being victim of somebody else's economy. So that's really the way I look at it. I'm not desperate. I mean, it's hard, and there are problems with, like everything. And we
Yes.
have to stay positive. We have to look at what are we going to do, after that, and what are the opportunities that a crisis like that actually brings
Yes.
on the table, and how can we use our experience, our knowledge, our connections, and everything that we have to pivot to an area where there's a problem to solve and that we can tackle, and really, start to excel into, you know.
Right. So this is
So that's
one
the
thing
way that I look at things. Yeah.
Sorry about that. So this is what I love that you continue to come back to. Don't focus on the not so good things, but focus on solutions, because we all have problems globally. And if we focus on those solutions, we can grow and we can increase. And the thing about that, as we grow and as we increase, we build real trust with people, and we build real trust within ourselves. So we've got to be real about what's happening in our lives, and we have to build real trust in ourselves and in our ability to get the job done for ourselves, but also solve the problems by focusing on the solutions. And I definitely want to say, you have to distance yourself from negativity. Distance yourself from negativity. So,
Yeah.
how could people distance themselves from negativity?
How can people distance themselves from negativity? It's, you know, I think one thing is to just shut yourself out, negate any negative, plug into everything positive. There's, you know, look at things in a different perspective and you start to panic when you don't understand. And it's important to start to look at things in different angles so that you look for the positivity in everything. Because sometimes when you just stick to one way of looking at things, that's when you start to become negative, because when you can't get through, you think that that's the end of the road. But you have to look in different, you know, different aspects, connect with positive people, take the opportunity to actually, you know, have a break and think, you know, relax, and actually exercise, because the physical part also help you in your in your thinking, in having the right mindset, and really create a positive environment around you, and make sure that you shut down any negativity, any toxic people that can actually start to impact you. And you know, just stop everything, because I mean, we the first thing is to be afraid, and you can't avoid that. You can go through the fear, but don't stay there. Try to, you know, sit down and think about what is the, you know, the positive thing that you want to have right now in the midst of this crisis. So think about it, visualize it, and start to take action. So that's one thing. So get also, you know, get, I know we are online, connect with people that you know are actually gonna lift you up, and have this conversation, start a project with this person, or even, you know, invest, like I said, invest in yourself to learn something new, something that you know that is gonna lift you up, and really, you know, keep going, never actually give in to fear, because you choose, you know, you choose for, you know, do you want to be paralyzed by fear, or do you want to use fear to help you to step to the next level? And I would actually recommend the last, you know, the last one, which is to use fear to step to the next level, and show and really show that, you know, you're not going to be victim of what's happening. You have the tool. There's a limited, you know, there's a limited source, you know, there's a limited source around. You need to tap into it. You need to reach out to people in your network, and you need to reach out to the people who are going to lift you up, and make sure that you as a person as well understand when you are negative, to really shut down all the, you know, all the doors to this negativity to come into your life.
I love it. I love that you said that. And I want to ask our viewers, how many of you have, even before this pandemic, have come in contact with people who are negative, or situations who are negative, and that made you feel a little disappointed, distraught, or made you feel like you couldn't accomplish your goals? How many of you, if you have had this experience, put a 4 in the comment below, a 4 in the comment below if you've had this experience. And then I'd like you to share how you overcame that experience of negativity, how you overcame the feeling of negativity, and how you put distance between yourself and either the negative person and or the negative situation. So if you've experienced negativity, even before the COVID, even amid the COVID, I want you to put a number 4 in the comment below. So Phyllis Weaver, North Carolina, good to see you. Good to see you. And Phyllis Weaver said, so true. Mireille, what you are sharing is so true. And Keisha Moore, great to see you. Thank you. Keisha Moore has experienced negativity. She's experienced. Shirley Connolly has experienced. And Phyllis says that the way she dealt with that negativity was she got into prayer. She prayed about it. She didn't just sit around and wait for something to happen. She prayed about it. And let me ask you, and Shirley says she just walked away. Sometimes you can walk away from negative situations.
Yeah.
So, Mireille, have you ever walked away from a negative situation? And if you did, how did it make you feel after you got out that negative space?
I did because exactly. I mean, you have to, because if you are in a situation where you want to go to the next step, you can't get stuck into this negativity.
Yes.
So if you can't make this negativity leave, you have to leave. You have to dissociate yourself from this negativity. And yes, it's important that you understand that prayer is very powerful. I mean,
yes,
meditation as well. Understand, start to understand your own feelings, start to understand how you react to certain circumstances. And I actually like, what George Bernard Shaw says as well. He said, like, the people who get in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, they make them. And that's the opportunity in this crisis to look at, okay, everything is not working. What can I make that's going to be my own, and that's and I'm going to have the control this time. So I think we should encourage people to do that, to say, okay, the situation is what it is, but what can I build? What can I do, to move forward, instead of getting stuck here and starting to become negative and toxic at the end, and intoxicate yourself, because that's what's going to happen, And
that's true. Yep, that's true.
And have been sick as well. So it starts with, this negativity, and then your whole body is going to follow as well. And you don't want that.
Exactly. And I want to say hello to Medea. Good to see you all the way from Ontario, Canada. I believe that's where you're coming from. Please put in where you're coming from. We greatly appreciate to know. And I wanted to take a comment from Phyllis Weaver. Of course, Phyllis Weaver, many of you may know her. She's a phenomenal health coach, and she specializes in helping people with diabetes. So she meets people from all over the world. And this is one thing I wanted to share with you from Phyllis. She says that sometimes there is no choice but to leave. So as we know, many of us on here are entrepreneurs, we're coaches, and some of us are getting into the entrepreneur platform, and some of us may make the choice to say, no, I don't want to be an entrepreneur. I'd like to continue working for the company that I want to work for, which is totally okay. But even in the companies, and sometimes even in our own businesses, we deal with people who are difficult, and sometimes we just have to walk away. We have to move ourselves out of the negative space. So, Mireille, I have a question for you from Nikki Hammer. Nikki Hammer says, how can a person stay positive within yourself from your family members who has raised you their lifetime, who has negative? Are you only as a person. So I think what she's saying is, if you are raised by someone in your family and you're constantly bombarded with this negativity, how can you rise above it in your lifetime? How can you rise above it?
It's a difficult one. I mean, it's a difficult one, obviously, if it's family. But
Yes,
sometimes, like Phyllis was saying, even if it's family, you need to get out of it. You need to leave
yes,
and at least, get some barrier between them, and start to find where are the positive people in
yes,
your life. I mean, it can be a friend, it can be I don't know, somebody that you know in the office, and stick to those people, and cut yourself from the negativity. I know it's hard sometimes when it's family, but we have to run away, because otherwise, you, like I said, you become intoxicated. And guess what?
yes,
Who is at risk now? It's you.
yes,
You have to be able to move yourself from this setting. I know it's going to be hard. I know there's going to be this tension, but you have to balance. Do you want the tension, or do you want to be intoxicated? So that's a choice. And like everything in life, it's a choice. And sometimes the right choice is actually the difficult one. And you
yes.
have to stand up and take, and make the decision to live and look for what you want, which is positive in your life, and having people who are going to lift you up to be able to go to the next level in your life.
Yes, I concur. And let me share this, if
Mm-hmm.
I may. So many people are getting bombarded with negativity from the news media, even from Facebook and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And this is one of the reasons why Mireille and so many other people, Terrence Lethbridge, Wanda Hollis, Janelle Harris, Phyllis Weaver, Vince Grassi, Nikki Hammers, Sean Saxton, so many other folks, Rosemary Sanchez, and so many other folks, India White, come on. And we put these broadcasts on because we want to give you some hope. We want to give you hope. We want to give you help. And like the celebrity guru himself, Dr. PPP, Pravin Patel, he's always doing things to help people be their very best and do their very best. So we want to say to you, please make sure when you're coming on these broadcasts, make sure it's a positive broadcast. We see so many broadcasts that may make you feel a little negative. And nothing against the other broadcasts, because we want people to get their message out. But you got to decide, do I want to be influenced by negativity or positivity? And you have to make the choice of what you're going to be influenced by, because for sure you don't want to sit around and just say, well, they're putting negative information on. Well, go on their show and help them put positive information on. Help them help other people to be positive, because sometimes you don't know what people are going through, and they may need you to come on their show to help them raise the bar, raise the frequency, and maybe you are the person that can help do it, because negativity is real and it spreads like wildfire. So you have to make sure that you're doing your part to spread the good news. So, Marielle, with time, just
and
time is
and
flying.
and I like that. I like that, because I think we all have so we all have a role to play. We can't
Yes,
just wait for the next person or the other person to do the work and bring this positivity. We all have, to put an effort in bringing this positivity and bringing love, and understand that we all connect with negativity. We
yes,
actually, we actually killing ourselves, because we disconnecting what has been connected by God, and that's not what you want. You want to really keep it the way it was designed, and really, make sure that we do things as a collective and with love and with positivity.
Yes, I concur. I concur. So, as I was saying, time is flying. I cannot believe it's at the top of the hour already. I have had a magnificent time, and I am confident many of the viewers have had a magnificent time getting to know you, getting to share information with you and hearing information from you. You have shared some magnanimous jewels to help us help ourselves ignite and take flight. And some of you that have just joined the broadcast, I've got to tell you, I've got a fantastic guest here with me today. And many of you know she is a global energy expert. She's well sought after. She's a equality leader. She's a serial entrepreneur. She is the CEO and host of the Engineering Hour show, all the way out of Australia. I thank you, Mireille Toulekima, for being here today, because we have shared so many things about what inspired her to do her show and her inspiration to help people. We talked a bit about her books. We talked about where she's from. We talked about how to help you help yourself to stay inspired in the mid of what's going on. We talked about helping you to work on yourself daily, invest in yourself. And one of the primary things that we want to share with you is that no matter what it looks like, you want to continue to learn, because this COVID thing is going to be over eventually. And as you continue to learn, you also want to be able to help yourself to plan, prepare, and take action, because that's the main thing. And if you haven't taken a single note while you're here, I want to tell you that note takers are money makers, because when you take notes, it helps you to collaborate with other people. It helps you to understand what they're talking about. And let me share this with you too, because Mireille and I, we talk about this all the time, along with many other show hosts. We talk about, if you don't have no platform, you have no power. So get your own platform. Be sure to be an entrepreneur. And if you don't know how to create your platform, contact me. Contact me directly at my business email at lotusricheignites@gmail.com, and I will help you create your own platform. Because if you don't have your platform, you don't have no power. And if you don't get on platforms, you don't have no power. So go ahead and give me a holler. But also, let me tell you something. Mireille and I, many of the other folks that broadcast, we have fun. Okay, so this is a heads up. We have fun on our broadcast. We have fun after the broadcast, and you can have fun too. You can have fun and you can do what you love to do, because you must be creative with staying healthy, not only financially, in your mind and in your life. You have to stay healthy, but you want to do it from your own platform. You want to do it from a positive platform. So I wanted to share that with you. And I really want to thank all of you for your time and your support for coming on our shows, because as Mireille does every week in and week out, she inspires you. I inspire you, and other folks I'm connected with help inspire you to help you grow and increase. So, with that being said, Mireille, please tell folks where they can reach you, how to contact you.
Oh, okay. So I'm actually everywhere, and
Yes, she is.
you can't miss me. I mean, on Facebook, I have my personal page. I have my business page, which is Mireille Toulekima Global Leadership. I have a group called Global Leadership Tribe, and I have another group called the Greatness Engineering Movement. And I'm on Instagram under Mireille MT, and on LinkedIn under Mireille Toulekima, and on Twitter under Mireille Toulekima. So I'm everywhere. My website is www.mireilletulekima.com. And I have another website called www.thegreatnessengineer.com. So I think my name is unique. So if you
Yes, it
you
is.
Google me, you'll have everything coming out, and you can just connect with me. I would be really pleased to bring the discussion to the next level.
All right, fantastic.
And you
And I'm
can
putting
find
her.
my books as well. You can
Mhm.
find my books. So I have this book, so local content, key enabler for oil and gas projects in emerging markets. So you can find them on Amazon, and you can also find the same book on www.toulekima.com. And there's also the Stepping into Your Greatness, Travel for Building an Outstanding Life. You can find it on Amazon. And if you want a signed copy, just reach out to me. My email is mtoulekima@gmail.com. So I'll be more than happy to send you a signed
Happy.
copy, and really looking forward to reach out to you on my upcoming book at the end of the year, and then the magazine coming up, end of next month. So
So
fantastic
what
show,
what
and
what are the
I've really
names of
had a
your books?
great time.
What are the names of your books? Can
So
you
the
type it in the
name,
chat? Because I want to put it on the screen, because folks, you are going to have a wealth of knowledge. So while she's typing it in the chat, I'm going to take some of your comments, because I see a bunch of comments streaming in. So I want to recognize you. So go ahead, Mireille, type it in the chat, and I'm going to take some comments as we begin to close. So Phyllis Weaver said, great show. Miss some will catch again. Fantastic. So yes, hit the replay. And if you haven't, please like, share, and start a watch party as you drop that positive energy on everybody. And she said, thank you for the positivity, and thank you. Robert J. Moore, all the way out of Canada, said, have a wonderful day and respect. He also said that I am a leader, therefore I never wait to step outside of the box. I do things that are different from others as I want to be seen differently. That is phenomenal and very powerful. So thank you so much, Yolanda Carter. We got some folks tagging folks here. Thank you, Nikki Hammer. Yolanda Carter. Okay. Mr. Conda, thank you so much. And Deborah Smith and Terrence, the Mr. Unstoppable himself. Leffridge was also tagged here. And thank you so much for everybody coming on here. And here, I want to share with you some other ways that you can reach out to her and find out some more about her book. So I'm going to go ahead and put this here, so you can know about her other books. And if you would, tell us a little bit more about these great books that's getting ready to come out, because I know that you've got another gas book coming out, and I know that you've got another book that I think you authored by yourself as well, correct?
Yes. Stepping into Your Greatness. So the first book is, I had some help with Raymond team for the first book. The second book was self-published, and the other books are also going to be self-published. So in the process, I started to also start coaching as well. People who want to rest, and I've already done two projects, so it's building up another skill for me as well. So that's good.
Awesome, fantastic.
So basically, I'm gonna have an updated version of my third book that I wrote, which was also natural gas strategies, the role of developing an emerging market. And then there's gonna be there's a collaboration book that I'm writing, one from Mozambique and another one from Trinidad. So it's again going to be on local content in the oil and gas industry, but focus on Mozambique to help them to capitalize on their new industry, the oil and gas industry, because they're just getting into it. And the third book so which is the one that is my second self-development book, is Don't Leave Anything on the Table of Life. And I'm really looking forward to have this book out. It's going to be amazing. I'm really so inspired to write on that subject.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm loving it. Don't forget, get her book. You need to get these books because she is brilliant, and get it while it's hot. Get it on pre-sale, because I'm telling you, her other oil and gas book, the book went viral in a short amount of time, and you don't want to miss out on getting this book. For sure, for sure. You need to get this book. And make sure you subscribe not only to my YouTube channel, but also make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel. And don't forget, you can reach out to her on her show, The Great Engineer Show. She does this weekly, and you also can reach out to her at www.mireilletulekima.com. You can also reach out to her right here, thegreatnessengineer.com, and you can also reach out to her here. But any way you reach out to her, Make sure you step into your greatness, and don't forget that she's got her Greatness magazine launching soon. And let me tell you this, for those of you that are on her show, that supports her show, and she gives me your name. So on her next show, when she gives me your name, because you've seen her here today, the first 5 people that give her your name and tell her that you saw her here today on 4/28/2020, I'm going to give you a free affirmation geared directly towards you, geared directly for you. You tell me what your challenges are, and I'm going to give you personalized video affirmations that help you to help yourself ignite and take flight. I do it for my clients all over the world, and it's helped them, and it can help you too. But go and support her show. And when she tells me, sends me your name, that you saw her here and that you're there to support her, I'm going to do an affirmation free just for you. And if you like what I just said, go ahead and put a 5 in the comment below. Like, share, and tag somebody. Start a watch party, because this stuff is super important. So we are right at the top of the hour. So please, if you would, share with us your parting thoughts.
So I think what I really want to leave you here is that, like I said, we all have greatness. Each one of us have greatness inside we all have greatness inside of us, and we have to find a way to unleash this greatness. Yes. We have to go after what we want, as if everything depending on it, and yes, don't leave it buried inside of you. And go there and put everything to go after your goals, and to really bring positivity and create a positive impact into your life and into the life of others. And because you want to leave something behind you, you don't want to leave anything on the table of life, but you want to be outlived by a legacy, a positive legacy. And it's important that you understand that you are in control. You are the one in control, and I really tell you, if you invest in yourself, and if you develop yourself, if you keep going, if you keep trying, and if you keep trying to be the best that you can be, you're gonna leave this legacy, and everybody is gonna remember you through generation and generation. Because at the end of the day, physically we will be gone, but your legacy will stay behind. And it's important that you start working on it right now if you've not started.
Wow. That's powerful. That is super powerful. That is super powerful. If you haven't started working on your legacy, if you haven't started working on what God has given you to help yourself ignite and take flight, you don't have to wait. Start today. Start now, because no one can do it for you, and no one can do it like you. So start today. Wow, that's super powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And as we close, I want to share with you, don't hesitate. If you need one-on-one coaching, contact me, Coach Lotus Richeignites at gmail.com. Don't forget to contact me for your one-on-one coaching. If you have not heard about my new book, make sure you also get my new book, Quebrando Barreras, Volume 2, La Oportunidad de Trascender en Medio de la Crisis. So that means you are taking the opportunity in the midst of the crisis. So don't forget to get my new book that I've co-authored with Rosemary Sanchez and a host of other phenomenal authors around the world. And with that being said, we want to thank you. We send you much love and we send you light. And Mireille, thank you so much for joining us and for spending your time with us. We love you and we appreciate you.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
I love you too, and thank you for all your audience to come and tune in and share this moment with us. I was so happy to be here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So with that being said, we wish you love, light, and peace, everyone. And thank you for supporting our efforts. God bless you all.